First of all, let me say that you know, the Brownwood community is extremely saddened by this tragic event. It's one of those events that you just cannot explain. You cannot rationalize how it could happen or why it happens, and quite frankly, guys will probably shouldn't know why it happens or why it happened. But Shannon Stone, Lieutenant Stone, was with the city of Brownwood for nearly 18 years as a firefighter. Well respected, well known amongst his firefighter brothers, and the same way in the community. You never saw him without little Cooper by his side, except when he's at work, and sometimes Cooper was at work with him. We are saddened for the family, of course. We're saddened for the firefighters that live with him and work with him every day. They are a family. They live together. We've had a lot of questions already this morning about the future. What are we going to do about the arrangements for the funeral? And it's just too premature to comment on that. We've had all kinds of offers monetary offers for the family. How do we do that? Chief Albright is going to talk with the wife, the family this morning, and get information from her as to what she would like to see done. The money's going to come in, the contribution's going to come in no matter what we do, so we need to make sure it's structured properly. But we don't have any information on that at this time. But as soon as we do, we will let you guys know. Again, I've got Chief Albright here and Mayor Haynes, and certainly if there are any questions that we can answer, we will try to. We would ask that you do respect the privacy of the family. We're still all in shock because it just what has happened and how it's happened. Again, it's hard to rationalize. So, with that, I'll ask if you have any questions, or if the mayor or if Chief Albright have any comments they'd like to make. Any questions, guys?
Where's the family located right now?
The family lives here in Brownwood, and they're located. They got back early this morning. We're not sure what time exactly. The mayor happened to be at the game as well, and he got in about 3 a.m., so we know they came in much later.
So in the course of this entire time, they went over there and then came back?
Yes, that's correct.
I've heard varying reports on exactly how old Cooper is. Can you confirm?
Chief, he's 6 or 7.
6 years old. 6.
6. Any other questions?
I guess we can get some comments from the chief.
Sure. Well, you know, this is a difficult time for the fire department. We are an all-career paid fire department. We're a smaller department, 33 staff. So, you know, everybody knows everybody. And so we have a tight, small community. It affects us all very, greatly. Shannon was what we call a firefighter's firefighter. His love and respect and dedication for the fire service is only matched by his love, dedication, and respect for his family and his son.
Chief, let me jump in there and say too, Shannon was a young man of, in my opinion, a very high character. He was a country boy. His family lived on a ranch. He talked about him baling hay with his dad. His handshake was his bond. And what you saw with Shannon is exactly what you got. He was just pretty straightforward and a smile on his face all the time. You know, the guy that's cutting up and laughing. But again, when it came down to business, he was business. But he was, as the chief said, he was a firefighter. But on top of that, he's a great dad. You know, you can tell little Cooper just adored him. So he's the kind of person that we all enjoy being around.
Was there a group of people from Brownwood at the game with them, or do you know anything about that?
To my knowledge, it was just Just Shannon and Cooper.
Who took care of little Cooper afterwards?
He was in the custody of PD, Fort Worth and Arlington PD, and also with their Child Protective Services, as it's called, until extended family and friends got to the hospital.
They have extended family who lives nearby in the area, and it's my understanding they arrived at the hospital relatively soon. Let me say on behalf of the city of Brownwood that I know we're all heartbroken, and our hearts go out and our prayers go out to the family of Officer Stone. And notice that, as Bobby mentioned, by mere coincidence, I was at the game last night. I did not see the event take place personally, but I had others describe it to me, and then of course later had that inevitable sinking feeling when I learned from the city manager that the man who had fallen was one of our own. As I drove back last night from the Fort Worth area, obviously I was very distraught, my family was very distraught. I think there are a lot of us who had difficulty sleeping, knowing of the tragedy. And as the mayor of this city, my heart is just broken for that family. As a father and a parent, my heart hurts for his wife and for that child. And it's impossible for us to ever fathom or try to understand the pain and difficulty they're going through at this time. But one thing I know about the city of Brownwood, about our employees and about our citizens, is this is a tight-knit community. And I know that everyone in this community will do everything that they can to reach out and support that community, to support that family, and make sure that they know that they're loved and cared for during this difficult time.
How's the fire department doing as a whole right now?
They're pretty shaken up, as you could imagine. I do want to say I was contacted right after it happened, and to confirm that he was one of our firefighters. So we immediately called him, and I called the city manager, and we have counselors, chaplains to help out the guys at work, and one of our fire chaplain actually drove up to Fort Worth with Jenny, Shannon's wife, and along with one of his best friends, one of our captains, and another shift mate, so she would not be alone. Like I said, we did have another day fair, another chaplain come in and take care of the guys at work. We had off-duty folks contacted before they saw it on the media, and they came. Most of them did come in and shared time with us last night to try to support one another. So today we're going through the process of getting our thoughts together, what we might need to do for the family. That's the ultimate goal. Whatever their desire is, we'll make it happen. But we're still open for business, so we're still responding. I do want to say that really appreciate so far all the support we're getting from excuse me, the community, the fire service community throughout Texas, even the ranger organization, and just calls of condolences and support. We really appreciate that, and there'll be more details of any further Freedom Rangers later on. As a fire chief, it's always hard to lose a firefighter. I'm sure you've seen it nationwide, how it affects folks. And every time my guys go out on structure fires, that's what I expect. I'm concerned. They put their lives on the line during their time at work. So this is really unexpected, and has really affected a lot of people greatly, because it's kind of unexpected, and it's hard to deal with at this time.
Chief mentioned the number of calls this morning. He's told me about the role the Arlington Fire Department emergency people played, the city of Arlington, and we've expressed our appreciation already to the city of Arlington officials for the quick response that they had, the professional manner in which they handled this particular situation and coordinated with the chief and our guys. And as I say, we've had a lot, again, an outpouring of support from the community as well as the Metroplex area. And we've had all sorts of offers for help from the Metroplex organizations up there as well as the community. And again, we're trying to get our arms around this thing currently, and as soon as all that information is compiled, then we'll let you guys know.
You did mention about the support and everything. Are you aware of any communication between the Rangers organization and the family at all?
In the family? No.
Any other questions?
This might be for any one of you guys, but this is the second time in about 3 years that you guys have lost them.
It's the first thing I heard when I showed up at the fire station last night. It's been 3 years and 2 days since the last one. And, you know, any is too many, but that's too many.
Yeah, the common denominator there is that obviously both of those tragic losses involve not only firefighters but parents and parents with young children, and I think that's particularly difficult for a community when we see a firefighter that's a parent, especially with young children. It just always makes it more difficult to accept, makes it more difficult for us as parents to sit back and see those loved ones be lost with young children.
Once again, just the details. Shannon was about an 18-year firefighter. He was a lieutenant from Cleveland. Young son was named Cooper, 6 years old. And we do not have any information on funeral arrangements at all at this time.
Chief has handed me a list of some of the details regarding his career with the city of Brownwood. First, he was born on September 24th of 1971 and was 39 years old. He began his employment with the city of Brownwood in February of 1993, so he had worked for us for 18 years and 5 months. He was promoted to the rank of lieutenant in July of 2008 and received a Distinguished Service Medal in September of 2007 relating to the rescue of an elderly woman at a house fire. And he was named the Fire Officer of the Year in 2009. At this point, we don't have any information, and I don't think any arrangements have been made in regard to funeral arrangements. I know that the chief and others will be working with the family and planning those arrangements, and to make sure that that he's given the honor he's due as a fire officer of the city, and those details will be released when we have them.
Stephen, being at the game, I know you said you didn't see the event, but were you aware that anything had even happened at the time? I mean, what was going on in that?
I was sitting almost exactly opposite of where Lieutenant Stone was sitting. And I was sitting on the first base line. He was in, I guess, left field. And when the play happened, the foul ball careened off of the side of the wall into left field, and I turned away when Josh Hamilton picked up the foul ball. But you could hear a gigantic gasp throughout the stadium when Officer Stone fell. And although I didn't see it, people around me began to describe what happened. And then you could tell something relatively serious occurred, because everyone in that section of the stadium, of course, was standing looking over the rail. I don't know how long it was later. Sometime later we could hear the ambulance come into the stadium and leave. But of course at that point, we presumed that while it may have been injuries, probably never fathomed that it would be a death, and certainly I never fathomed that it would be someone associated with the city of Brownwood, much less one of our firefighters.
Was there an announcement at the stadium, or not maybe over an announcement, but like some kind of information reached that he died?
No, there was nothing made of the game, to my knowledge. When we stayed through the end of the game and didn't learn of Officer Stone's death until back the start of the 9th inning, less than 5 or 10 minutes before the game was over, I received a telephone call from the city manager informing me of what would happen. And the people at the ballpark really had no idea. In fact, I think it was being released and played on the media outside of the park long before anyone that was there at the game actually knew.